Fucking Monday. For all those who chapped in at 10 o'clock, I'm sorry we had a little bit of a technical difficulties. We got a lot of stuff popping in May. So many great things going on in May. For those people who don't know, please look at the bottom of the screen, and you can see at the bottom of the screen what it says. I'm talking about the Beauty in You Hair and Makeup Expose annual 13th coming up this May 16th 2025. For those who don't know, please get your tickets. You can go to the BUTNU hairandmakeup.com and you can copy your tickets there, or you can hit the promoters, or you can hit some of the models up, or you can hit even the head person up there, Miss Diane Henry. Yes, you can hit her up directly and she can tell you tickets. This is a sold out event every year. So, folks, don't be surprised if you get that call back and see you can't get a ticket because it's sold out. You should have been there earlier. Now, aside from that, for all your up and coming models and actors and hip hoppers and dancers, choreographers, yo, January casting call vibe. So, look out for me when you see September lick because you don't know what it is. Look out for me when you see November lick because you know what it is. All right. January coming, 2026. Get involved with casting call. This is Blue motherfucking Monday, yo. We're here on the Down to Earth Network, off of the strength of the EQTV International. We ain't playing no games with nobody. I brought up this story called 102. The story of 102. Anybody right now, you can stop this live, come off of this live, go into my video archives and just type in story of 102. All right. Anybody who doesn't understand what I'm talking about, I'm going to put it down this way. I did part one, so go watch the video and understand me because I'm going right into it right now to continue the story of 102. All right, folks. So the last time I left you, I was in a position where I was trying to tell my friend, yo, I think you need to move off and get another lawyer. Like, this lawyer ain't working for the people. The lawyer is easily being punked when she has mojo, and when she has the motion, she gives up the motion. And that's for just the young kids to understand. For the old people who are watching this right now, this motion means she had the upper hand and she pretty much gave it up. And she really didn't want to use it. So in this point right now, the courts are sitting there. They're like, okay, so, we can't win this case. They know they can't win this case. There's no evidence for them to win this case, people. That's it. There's no evidence for them to win this case. So on the real, what they're running into is the law system itself has a bunch of gaps, especially when it comes to kids with special needs. All right? It's a whole different ballgame. That means a lot of those people who are touched in the head, like my great-grandmother would say, a little non-conclusive to the world, not so close to the earth, you know what I'm saying? Those type of people, there's nothing wrong with them. They may not interpretate the information the exact same way. Hear me when I say this because I'm going to repeat it one more time. They may not interpretate the information the same way. With that being said, get back to the story of 102 because you know what 102 did, right? 102 decided that because I'm a neglectful parent, this is 102 we're talking about, because she's a consistent liar, okay? Some people may say an habitual liar, but I don't want to use the B word. I'm just going to say she's consistent with the lying, okay? Let me use that because at the end of the day, I don't want to make the officers feel like they didn't do their job, their due diligence. They didn't do what they have to do when it comes to this case. I wouldn't do that. No. What I would like to say to the officers who fully charged this young man, right? Because like I said in the beginning, take 3 years, and in that 3 years, you're going to ruin this kid's life. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's crazy. That's my puppy. I miss you. I'm sure as. Thank you. Appreciate you, Tech Man. See, he's fucking with my emotions live. He wants to see me cry live. That's what he wants to do. But since I'm so pissed about this 102 situation, if I'm crying, it's only because I saw my dog. All right, but back to my point. So the officers now are put this fucking case in front of the fucking the Crown, and the Crown's pushing this case on. Now, when the Crown's talking to our supposed duty counsel, because it's not all the time our lawyer showed up on time. It's not all the time our lawyer was there, pre-prepped the thing up. For anybody who's gone through the court system, you know what it is. The lawyers get served first, and then it goes by last names. And guess what? If you're in the oranges, you get served before everybody. That's just a procedure normally in Canada, Canadian courts, folks. Hear me when I say this, all right? The guy who got locked up last night is going to get dealt with first. Then all the lawyers get dealt with, okay? And then they deal with the people. So because this youth wasn't in jail, he didn't get incarcerated. The cops didn't do no investigating. They did no investigation. They literally typed up a name, got a fucking name, and started arresting anybody under that name. And then when they got to the person who fit the profile close enough, they went along with that. When 102 decided to say that's the person, they felt like the case was closed. They won the fucking case. No investigation. Thoroughly, no investigation. And I'm not a cop, but I definitely know there should have been pictures of that bedroom. There should have been a tape measure from the bedroom to the kitchen, from the bedroom to the secondary door out the apartment, because this bitch lives on the first floor, and obviously from the bedroom to the bathroom. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to turn around and defend someone who's doing dirty things to their kids, putting their children in dirty situations, then on top of that, neglecting their priorities of being a parent, I don't know why the system protects these people. I don't get why the system goes out of their way to make these people look innocent when there's more than enough compelling evidence for any good cop to dig it up and look into. So I fucking figured out what it is. If you're a melanellan person, you can't go in front of the court system in Canada and walk away an innocent man, a free man, an unscathed, keyword, unscathed man. What really happens in our Canadian court system is some dickhead lawyer who happens to know all the Crown on the other side and happens to know the judge on the other side. And this dickhead lawyer can either say, give me the bag and I can get you out of jail due to the circumstances that you're in, period. Not because they're educated enough to beat the other lawyer on the other side of the talking table. No, not because they can convince a fucking judge and a jury that they can prove what they're saying is true. No, it's literally, you're my best friend from middle school. I used to date your sister. You used to date my brother. Blah, blase, blase. Now we're in court together and we're friends. I used to wonder as a kid when I got in trouble and go to court, why do the lawyers get to walk around the metal detectors? Ain't they human too? Oh no. They don't have to go through the metal detectors. No, wait. But who's well, hold on a second. Let's be real here, folks. People, let's be real here. Who's really bringing tools into a fucking courtroom?
Well, everybody gets searched, right?
No. I understand. I understand.
I'm just bringing it down.
No.
Everybody gets searched, right?
I understand where you're coming from, where you're saying the search process, but it's just like high school, fam.
Yeah.
If you search the kid outside the school, that's not the problem. You search the kid after the school, that's not the problem. The question is how the kid got it in the school in the first place. That's the question. Nothing more, nothing less. Go ahead and go fire your security guards, go fire whoever. But at the end of the day, it's always a crack in the lock. There's always somebody who broke. If you can build a lock, there's somebody out there that already broke your lock. That's it. All right?
Everybody getting searched.
So
that means that somebody
thinks them tough.
Somebody looking the blind eye.
So what I didn't know prior to the first talk that I didn't find out till I did my due diligence is that the lawyer that we thought that we could believe in, that gave us the big spiel about she's there for special needs and she's there for the fight and, you know, she's representing those kids who don't get their voice spoken of and rah. You know, something should have made us go look up her credentials, go look up her Google review. Don't worry. Shorty, I ain't going to show nobody right now, okay? All right, Miss Campbell Soup? I ain't going to show nobody right now. But the next part 3, I'm going to put your most recent, and then I'm going to put the one we should have did when we first got around you, all right? And I'm going to tell the fans right now, because you know me, I'm a screenshot king. If I'm willing to put your personal business out there on the internet and face any repercussion that you're planning to send my way, Miss Campbell Soup, because I know that's what you're about. You're about that shit. Just remember, 90% of the people that you work with don't like you. I'm just going to be real with you, love. I was in those courtrooms listening to how they talk and refer to you. And it seems like any judge that has common sense, you don't get along with. And any judge that goes along with the particulars of making shit go your way specifically, you're about that judge. And here's the worst part about it. You're the type of lawyer that tells the parent they don't know their kid. Hold on. Let me tell the people in the back because they didn't hear me. This is the lawyer who meets your kid for the first time. The first time. Talks to your kid 3 times tops. Never once sat down and had a meal with the kid. Never once said, hey, you know what? Let me get to know my client. And then when the mother turned around and said, yo, let's do this face to face. So my kid can get to know you so it's a little bit easier on him. Because right now, like, he don't know. You're just somebody in the freaking computer screen. You know what this damn Campbell Soup lady said? No, we can do this over the Zoom. You afraid of COVID, that bad girl? I'm saying, I understand it's a health issue. But I don't get it, Miss Lawyer. You never met the client face to face before the pre and definitely before the post. You literally have a hit out for the mother to the point where the mother thought to herself that she could have been in the wrong. Good thing she got good common sense people around her. See? Or you could have tainted the poor mother. And we're not play games with that. We're not into the violation. We're not business if you're a lady or violate the next lady. We're not into the violation, see? And the way you're preaching, I was there. I heard you talking the first little bit, and I never said nothing because I wanted to see if you're really about that life, if you was really a Jedi. But you're not a Jedi. What you are is one of these people who can't win a case for the life of them. That's what it is. Your win ratio, if we knew about your win ratio, nobody would have fucking trusted in you. Your win ratio, listen to this, people. Her win ratio is 2 out of 10. That means 10 little boys, 10 little girls all got into trouble. Miss Ish decided to represent them however she did and got 8 of them locked the F up. And guess what? They presumably were innocent before she took on the case. Hear me when I say this. She was innocent. They were innocent till proven guilty. That's how the system works. So if your own lawyer is sinking your mother, I would assume the lawyer's trying to get you away from your house. And if the motherfucking Campbell Soup lady had any consideration for, having her own kids or being around kids, then she would understand the circumstances of any parent that can't seem to understand, with no evidence to prove anything, that hearsay, just because it came out of this person's mouth, is more truthful than it came out of somebody else's mouth. Do you not understand Wagwan right now? If there's a fact that we in 2025 can't seem to get together and make our own transgender Special Olympics and then give the transgender their Olympics, why can't we have a special needs court specifically built for special needs people? You know why we can't have that? Because there's people like Miss Campbell who get paid by the Crown, by the Whitem, by the kidnappers, by the terrorists. She's the woman that plots how to get your kid out of your house, yo, and get them locked up in the system in a manner, even if it's to make sure they come scathed. Proven innocent till proven guilty. That's the North American way. That's all a farce when you have dark skin or you're coming from a Niji background. It's a farce. It seems like your skin color meets the fucking courtroom before you do. They seem to have what they call a disclosure. And usually once I hear and see the disclosures, I know the boy them is doing their due diligence. But let's bring up this case, Miss Campbell. Let's bring up this case specifically, Miss Campbell. You don't want to put the little girl upon stand because you think she's gonna sit there and yap 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 and can't stay on topic. We told you what's gonna happen when you put our defendant on stand. There's two things that's gonna happen. He's gonna keep talking. He's just gonna keep talking. Yap 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 yap, just like the other kid. But the only difference is with that kid that we're referring to right now, that kid that we're referring to has manners, has been raised, he understands, and knows how to collectively put their thoughts together, regardless that they may not stop talking. You see what I'm saying? But the other one, she's not like that. She's motivated by the things that she gets. So you know those parents that tell their kids no, 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 but still give them everything? Still do everything for them? These kids now, imagine them being in the exact same situation now. Growing up, get into trouble, you should get a slap on the wrist because it's your first time and all that other bullshit, and they get hit with the harshest fucking sentence. It wasn't for your kid. It's for the rest of the people. This is what I've been talking about since they whacked JFK, since they whacked Malcolm X, since they whacked Martin Luther King. This is the same shit. Every time someone steps up, somebody kills them, not because they're stepping up people. It's not because you're stepping up people. Don't get it fucking twisted. It's not because you're stepping up people. The reality of the fucking situation is they want to make sure they prevent and quail. Remember that word? Quail. They want to quail anybody else who's feeling that you're right or agreeing with you. That's the problem. So back to the 102 story right now with Miss Campbell. See, Miss Campbell Soup. Miss Campbell Soup now has a record of every 10 cases, she's losing 8. Every 10 cases, she's losing 8, and she's running around talking about she's an advocate for children. The guilty ones, the ones that she knows, this kid, yeah, I'm going to get this kid away from their parents. And I'm going to put this kid in a halfway home. And I'm going to put this kid in an orphanage. Or I'm going to put this kid anywhere far away from their parents because obviously I know this kid better than the parents. The things that she said to her clients is what has me really looking at her like, do you really know law, or you just like bullying people who don't know the law books like you know the law books? Which one is it? Because this is not Jeopardy. This is a kid's life. This is a kid's life. This is a kid that has to worry about being melanin, 6 foot, and has to worry about every guy in the fucking city pulling him over because of his damn skin. He has to worry about being stopped randomly because he's happened to be walking in the wrong neighborhood, right? Right? Not by the people of the neighborhood, but because of that boy damn. So now you're going to tell me, Mr. Officer, who didn't do no fucking investigation, that literally called up this kid's mom and have the mom come into the fucking station with the kid. Yeah, you, Mr. Officer. You want me to feel sympathy for you? You want me to believe that you did your due diligence? That you and your partner went into the house, did your photos, did your measurements, figured out the timing, how long it would take to get from the one floor to the next floor, how long and when, if the service of the elevator was even working? Fuck all that. I said it in fucking part 1. Just the way she gave you her statement. You guys didn't lock her up for neglect. So you guys are in on it too. Period. Because then when I look at the crowns, multiple crowns, people, multiple crowns. Don't think it was just one crown fighting this thing with Miss Campbell. No. Miss Campbell went through 3 crowns. She went through some shitty crown, and then she went through a crown that read the logistics of the case and realized there's no way they're going to win. Why did we even take this case on? And then somehow, and I do mean somehow because this is all happening after I had done polluted the airways with story of 102 part 1. So the Crown now figures they can't win. So we should be happy that, this could get settled out of court, or, what I mean, it's just going to get thrown out, and, or maybe even just be dismissed altogether, right? Because there's a lack of, there's no evidence. People, all my law people out there, here, do me a favor. Look up any court cases right now that you can show me right now. That doesn't even have to do with the subject matter, but show me in any court cases that the Crown has no evidence, but they still proceed to charge the innocent person. Remember, you're innocent until proven guilty. We haven't gone to trial to be proven guilty. So how the hell are you going to tell me the Crown wants to proceed? On what grounds? Come on, Miss Campbell. Tell me about the hearsay again, because that's factual. No, go ahead. Go ahead and explain to everybody that she's a 7-year-old and he's a big 19 or 16-year-old boy at the time. Go right ahead. What quails that is that both children have special needs. What should have quailed that for us for the win is the one child that called wolf, the parents, and the backative behind that. Let's show the competency of the mother, who still can't read in 2025. The mother of the child who's accusing the defendant still can't read in 2025, people. And she's taking care of children who need permission forms to sign, need health care services. You get me? And this woman has children and she can't read. Now, if this was the 40s and the 70s and maybe the early 90s, God knows, praises to you for getting through it without knowing how to read. Yo. Let's be real, yo. The little boy's innocent. He's been innocent, see? And the cops played the race card. Then the due diligence card never got used when it came to the Crown, because since there's no evidence, why would you take it to trial? Or why would you even bother to make the charges? Okay, let's keep it real. There were 5 judges, folks. 5. Right now, we're on 9 judges, folks. But back then, part 5, there was only 5. The first judge went along with Miss Campbell's bullshit. The second judge questioned the first judge. I wonder what, you have ever heard a judge questioning another judge? Come on, people. The third judge now heard the evidence, heard the fucking thing, and you know what this judge did? And gave an excuse for Miss Campbell to give more of an excuse on why she wasn't doing her own due diligence for her own client. I'm not telling you all the shit that I told you from part 1. No, I'm telling you everything that's going on in part 2 right now, because it's part 2, the story of 102. So story of 102 now, we're on the third judge. Third judge is ashamed of the first 2 judges. Me personally, as a citizen, I'm fucking shocked. I've never in my life seen a judge pound another judge, talk shit about another judge. Our 4th judge comes along now, because the 3rd judge, who was doing this, was trying to help the mother and the so-called defendant to get what they need to keep the process of life going. You know, life, you need money, you need a roof over your head, you need shoes and blah, 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 right? To keep the thing, that man had a heart. So he put down it, and when we were praying that he'd be the judge that we'd end up facing again, Miss Campbell made sure to get another judge. And then Miss Campbell's judge that she ended up getting, number 4, I'm telling you, she gave the mom the biggest spiel about, oh, she's a good judge. She looks out for everything. She's detailed, whatever, all that other bullshit. At the end of the day, I would not be here telling you about part 3 coming. And I would be here telling you part 2 story right now. So, like I said, at the end of part 1, we went through 5 judges. The 5th judge now, finally, after years, looks at the timing of the years, looks at the situation, and realizes his 4 other judges are all in the bedroom with this situation. Because it's the only way it makes sense for them to be able to scathe a child who's innocent. You are innocent till proven guilty, but they're going to force you to plead. You're innocent till proven guilty till you open your own fucking mouth. You are innocent till proven guilty, even after they bust your ass and ask you, what's your name? Where are you from? Innocent. Innocent. That word has no meaning in 2005 because at the end of the day, somebody who's supposedly innocent can lie on somebody, and somebody who's not innocent can lie on somebody. But do you think the cops really care? No. As long as it's not a Caucasian, they don't care. I'm sorry. So us melanin people, the first on the earth, first on the planet, without us, there wouldn't be you, right? Let's be real. Without us, there wouldn't be you. Let's be real. How do y'all get all the special privileges like you're the last child? I don't understand that. More understand that. Who the daddy and who the mommy? Because the last time I checked, my Asian brothers, my East Asian and West Asian brothers, my Caribbean sisters and brothers, we all live exactly the same. We all live from the same, we'll just say we're all being grown on the same plantation. You get me? So I just want to know, since these people are now running the court system, folks, please get in my comments. Let me know about your cases because, like, I'm planning to fry Miss Campbell soup because there's no way you're going to tell me ever again that you're a lawyer 20 plus years and your win ratio is 2 out of 10. No. So all you parents that are going through some shit, do your due diligence, man. Don't let these lawyers slick talk you into becoming your lawyer because I'm telling you, by the 5th judge, that 5th judge became our 6th judge, and our 6th judge heard us say, we don't want her as our lawyer. No, pineapples, no. You know what this Miss Campbell soup did? Miss Campbell soup decided to take it as a hard-on and decided to do some backstabbing, some backwards movements on the background moves. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. She was moving backwards, fams. Like backwards. She's going to the crown, telling the crown they're right. Going to the judge, telling the judge he's an idiot. He's not looking at it properly. I'm looking at this lady like, wait a minute. You're the first lawyer I have ever seen in my life can't win a case with no evidence against you. For all my dumb kids out there, don't mind the shotgun that you're going to hear. Can I get a shotgun, please, for that sentence? A lawyer can't win the case. Can't win the case, and there's no evidence to beat her up. No evidence. You must be sleeping with the motherfucking officers. Touching up the crown. Playing the booty game with the dude with the judges there, yeah? Hey. Your ratio for winning on Google right now, it's 0.3. They don't even give you a 1 star. How do you not get a 1 star out of 5 stars? But there's multiple kids right now in the last 5 years that have not been around their mothers because of your bullshit. Been taken away from their fathers because of your bullshit. And thank you to every one of those parents out there. Thank you so much for putting your information out there on the freaking Google, because that must have been the hardest thing to say to a public forum about someone who said to you that they care about your kid and they're advocating for your kid. And really what they were doing is tearing you down as a mother, showing holes that weren't even there to a crown that's looking very happy to take your kid away and slap them in jail for whatever reason, because it doesn't mount time no more. It's not about that. We outnumber them. That's why they just keep throwing us into jail for anything and everything. Think about it, people. Think about it. That's the only way it makes sense for them to throw you in jail for jaywalking, and somebody was just jaywalking 5 seconds before you. It's the only reason why when one kid breaks a window, he gets a slap on the wrist and gets taken home, and the other one ends up in a detention center. These type of things have been going on all my 45 years on this fucking planet. And you guys want me to believe that tomorrow I'm supposed to wake up and believe it's all going to change because this person said this and that person said this and oh, hope, 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 hope. Look where our native people are since hope is what you're trying to preach. Ain't they on reserves? I mean, yeah, they're designated to themselves, but at the end of the day, who wants a country in a country? You know how everybody gets mad at the Quebecers because they want to separate from Canada? Technically, wouldn't you be doing the exact same thing to the Quebecers like you did to the natives? Ain't that the exact same thing? But ain't we still on the same land? So I don't understand. I don't care to understand because you guys keep telling me there's no money, but you guys print money. You guys keep telling me there's this high activation of crime, but you guys keep putting the criminals out there. I don't get that. Explain this to me. How are you guys complaining about crime, but you guys are the ones putting criminals out there? Please explain this to me. Yo, Sauce. Real talk, fams. I seen you calling. I see everybody in the damn fucking Instagram. I just not fronting with it right now. I'm a YouTube man. Holla at your boy. But either way, back to what I'm saying, right? Now, as a mother who believed in a lawyer, who ends up finding out the lawyer is a piece of shit, and she had to kick the lawyer to the curb. I did not ever once see my sister wild out on this chick the way I wanted to wild out on this chick. I've never once seen my sister go out of her way to apologize for shit that she didn't do. But you see this lawyer gets a kick out of it. This lawyer should pum get wet when she's talking to you parents. Because like I told my sister, she talks about your child like she knows your child. Like she's raised your child. Like she's been in the hospital 12 hours. Been there for them at crucial moments. Been like, no, she hasn't. All she knows about this kid is what little she read in the disclosure. Because there was barely anything in the disclosure. Because he's not a criminal. So since he's not a criminal, how do you know this kid? And since you know this kid, and everybody else knows this kid, why are you the only one to tell this kid and convince this kid that he did something wrong? Now, 9 judges later, out of 9 judges, folks, this is how corrupt our system is. Only 3 were on point. They were looking to get the case dealt with, solved, and out the fucking door. You're going to tell me it's cool to waste the court's time and money, because this is the taxpayers right now. It's cool to waste the court and the taxpayers' money based on no evidence. I can't even say a lie, because if it was the lie and my nephew got charged with the lie, then at least I could say, okay, well, you know, the liar did their thing. They did a good job. They lied. We can appeal it. It makes sense. But when you turn around now and you start telling people about, how's the parents supposed to be here and watch their kids and all this other ish? I already told you from part 1. The record for that little child was something that any cop should have seen. There was a problem in the household first. Secondary, when you check the parents' background and you only see that she has 2 kids with her, but in reality, she given birth to 5. And you don't question why she doesn't have the other 3 growing around her, because they were all taken away from her early in her life, in their lives. That's why. And now you have a little 12-year-old going on like he's a 21-year-old. You have a little girl, and I mean a little girl who's acting like she's a 21-year-old too, if not even more. Now you're going to tell me, based on the actions of the parent of the girl and the little boy, that parent specifically has more say over a parent that has all the information that you can ask for, because all parents know kids wake up in the morning, you feed them, you get them ready for school, you send them to school, they come home, you bathe them up, you feed them again, not a big snack, but a little snack. Then you get them ready again for dinner and then bed. Simple as that. So basically, what you're trying to tell me is my nephew is some sort of mutant, like Nightcrawler. Poof here, poof there, poof here, poof there. Or you're gonna tell me my nephew is like a Flash. He's everywhere at once, right? Then you're gonna tell me, hold on, no. He came from outer space. He's not my sister's kid. He's an alien, and he has superpowers. Yet, if it wasn't bad enough that the system is going against us from day one, if it's not bad enough that the system has no evidence to deal with my nephew, if it's not bad enough that our own lawyer at the time, Miss Campbell Soup, yes, Miss Campbell Soup, I'm going to put your information out there, yo. I don't want people to bring their children and get fucked up because of you. Because you're a great liar. You are the real definition of a lawyer. You're the greatest liar. Period. Because you lost a case that you should have won with your eyes closed and your hands tied behind your back. Really. You gave my sister every excuse that you should have been giving the jury and the judge. But you know why you can't give it to them? Because then they'll turn around and say, hey, ain't that your client? If that's your client and this is how you're feeling, you shouldn't be her client. You shouldn't be her lawyer. No. You went out of your way to go and tell everybody this is a hard client. This client doesn't want to listen to you. This client ain't doing nothing what you're saying. And this client. There's no evidence against the fucking kid. Why are you stressing out the kid? Why are you forcing this kid to look like a criminal amongst your peers? Your peers. He's not being judged by his peers. He's not a normal kid. He has special needs. The little victim has special needs, if you want to call her a victim. Because again, like part one said, go and check the records. Go check the records. Tell me people reported this shit and the records just disappeared? Yo, let me tell you people so y'all know. It's not a white on white situation. It's not a Spanish on black. It's not a Chinese on black. It's not none of that. It's literally black on black. Literally, black on black. And the only reason why I believe the Crown, and this is just my thoughts, the only reason why the Crown went at it is because they really thought that the kid that they were going to deal with had a giant criminal record and already had priors. That's why. That's why. But they ran into the best youth with all of these awards. Good sportsmanship, helping people, charity work, helping old people, this, that. Mere awards, little youth I get. And what does the little cockroach victim have? Y'all should know from part one. So let's keep it thorough right now. Let's keep it going. Because we're now into 9 judges, right? Now, against my opinion, because like I said, let's take it to court. Let's go to trial. You ain't got no evidence. Go to trial. Let's go to trial. There's all this paperwork out here. Let's go to trial. How many hours do you want? 21? 3 days? A week? How long is it going to take for you to explain how much of a cockroach parent that bitch is? Yeah, 102. I'm talking about you and your mama. And your daddy. And your daddy's mama, too. Real shit. 102, you're worthless. You're a yes woman. We can't even put the word woman beside you and feel proper. My lips, them are hurt. Just a saying it with the linings with your name. So, Miss Campbell Soup, let me get back to you before I finish off the blood clot mother. I personally think what you should do for the last 400 cases, I think you should drop some money on those 400 cases out of your own pocket. Don't tell nobody. Don't write it off as charity. Okay? Those 400 cases that you went through and lost, I don't know, 80% to 90% of those cases. Yeah, I think you need to go send some money to them parents. Go give some canteen money to those kids locked up. Because I'm telling you right now, in the last 20 years, I have yet to see a little kid not keep a grudge. In the last 20 years. Every little kid in the last 20 years keeps a grudge for some reason. You turned off the TV on me. Oh, you didn't give me my favorite snack. I want to go to McDonald's. That's the energy that's coming along. So you what? You decided to what? Help the Crown and fatten up the books on every kid? So what's the bonus ratio for everybody getting locked up for you? because there's got to be some sort of up for you getting all these people locked up, getting all these kids into trouble, making all these new criminals. Like I said, this is how the system is built. They're built to make new criminals, even when you're not a criminal. That's what the system is about. So this story of part 2, if you're paying attention, even you people on Instagram too, if you guys are paying attention, I don't care for the system. Never did, never will feel sympathy for it. I'm the guy that looks at the cop that's 240 fucking pounds pounding on a 110 pound person and really want to look at the cop and skin him alive or her alive. I've lost a lot of friends to police stupidity, much less violence. Lost a lot of friends. And I was young enough to grudge these people. That in my heart's a heart right now, I may forgive you in front of my kids, but let my kids turn back. I'm not going to lie to my kids. My children will tell you that. Daddy don't lie. I'm not about that part of life. So if you have any issues with me, feel free to get at me, and we can have this conversation. But Miss Campbell Soup, the only reason why I'm calling you Campbell Soup is because, like I said, I'm going to put your information on the net. Hopefully it's going to warn a lot of people not to fucks with you. Because I don't know how the fuck you have anything to do with law and children when you have no children yourself, you know, understand children, and you refuse, and I repeat, and you refuse to listen to the parents of the same defendants. Okay? If we go back to part 1, you'll know why I said what I said when I say what I say. But we're not going to part 1. We're going to make sure part 3, you're on smash. Because as I rise slowly in this city, I'm going to make sure people know exactly what you're doing. You are not an advocate for children. You are a bully to parents. And you try to run the criminal line to make them feel like, oh, your child's in trouble, so your child's this, and it's your fault. I'm going to tell you from personal experience. I've never met a bad kid. I've always met fucked up parents. All right? I've never met a bad kid. I've met some unruly children, and I say they're unruly because at the end of the day, I wasn't around them in the beginning. That's it. That's the only reason why I'm going to say they're unruly. But you see, I've met some real bad breed pitney them, but they show me the ultimate respect. They show me the ultimate love. You would swear they were my kids. I've seen people now telling me that they're here for the smoke to help the children, and in the end of the day, next year comes around and there's kids still going missing, and there's like, listen, Canada, I ain't got time to sit here and tell you where all the problems are. Canada, I'm here trying to find solutions. Help me. Get in the comments, let me know. Help me, because right now I feel like I'm alone fighting against this big ass hill, and nobody wants me to burn the hill down. Nobody doesn't want me to cement the hill off. Nobody doesn't want me to wall off this fucking hill. Everybody just wants to see me fight this fucking hill. So let me just double check. Am I the only one fighting against Godzilla? It looks like. Is D2E the only people giving it down to earth information? So let's put these two things together. Now, all you're going to say is we need a cause. Because once we have a cause, the ops will say we're terrorists. The ops will say we're against the Canadian traditional lines. The ops will say that, hey, because of my checkered past, that I cannot be at the forefront of telling the truth. Just like how Malcolm was, right? He was a criminal, right? And then he became Malcolm X, right? Dr. Martin Luther King was a lover of lovers. He was a player. You would call him a pimp these days. But then he became Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. JFK was a lover boy. She's the lover boy. That was Robert J.F. Kennedy. All right? He was a lover boy. Another pimp. And then look what they did to him. So, if Princess Diana, I bring her up, rest in peace to that woman. If Princess Diana saw the difference between royal lines, reality lines, and privilege, and she was still able to walk amongst the sick with no gloves and mask on, she was still around to deal with people who just went through a brutal fire. She didn't have to help them out. She didn't even have to stop her limo. There's so many stories of Princess Diana helping average Joe people that you got to wonder if it's really urban legends or is it just folk tales? Or is it just something propaganda that the CIA was trying to tell us about? You know what I mean? Trying to keep us in the fucking mix. I don't know. All I do know, folks, is that right now, 102, I can't say I'll protect you right now. I can't say that. No. Man, I gotta say the devil works in mysterious ways. That's what I have to see. Because the fact that none of these cops did their due diligence on you as a parent, the fact that they did their due diligence on my sister who has no criminal record whatsoever, none. The most that she has is bailing out her brothers and her cousins and a couple other family members that, guess what? They didn't commit any other charges while on that bail. So let me just double check our thing right now. She can handle grown-ass men, but she can't handle her own kids? You see the fuckery? Hold on a second. But now the neglectful mother who lost 3 children, who has her current daughter going through all sorts of nasty little things due to whoever the hell she's sleeping with right now currently. Boy, you better make sure you go get checked, whoever's sleeping with that, eh? Because you're sleeping with everybody. Everybody. Not just men, also women too. Everybody. I'm just saying she doesn't deserve her kids. I'm saying her kids are already tainted enough where you can consider them young, perverted adults. Pretty much. Young, perverted adults that know exactly what spooning is. That knows exactly what the 2 chicks in a cup is. Like, you guys don't get it. The world is plentiful and plentiful like it used to be. It ain't. There are people out there that go out of their way to go fuck people's brothers and go fuck people's sisters and go fuck people's mothers and fucking daddies. Okay? I don't know how you can do that and maintain a friendship with that person. Smile in the face with that person. Because I'll tell you right now, you screw around my sister, I'm going to hurt you. You screw around my mother, I'm probably going to hurt you even worse. But you're not going to tell me my sister did you dirty, you came back around and you did dirt, and then you think it's justified because she did you dirt first. It doesn't work like that. Man the fuck up, yo. Real shit. That's why I got to look at these officers and wonder, at what point in time when you saw it was a black name and there was Niji skin connected to it that you decided not to do your due diligence? Was it the fact that it was a young black girl and a black guy? Or was it the fact that it was just, 16-year-old black male? I don't know. But if I had to get that answer from you, I'm going right to the Crown to go ask the Crown. When you read this disclosure, when you read this case file, when you got this case number, did you really think that you were going to win this? It was a slam dunk. Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky goal, shout out to Ovechkin. Oh my goodness, come on. Did you think that was really what was going to happen? Okay, so now Crown, when your boss turned around and cussed you the fuck out and told you why the hell did you accept this case, now I'm thinking you're fucking the male officer. Crown. So let's just get this straight. I believe Campbell Soup is sleeping with parts of the Crown. That's how she's getting so coogee with these motherfuckers. I also believe that with that being said, she was messing around with the female and the male officer. Most likely the male officer because she seems like that. But, who knows? Anything's possible. Now, moving further, you're going to tell me now that the Crown's in on it. The head Crown at the time didn't want no smoke with this case. No smoke. No smoke. And then the Crown after them didn't want no smoke. And I won't lie, if it wasn't for the fact that Miss Campbell fucked up the judges, I don't think the second Crown that took over the head Crown. Over the head Crown, The head Crown. This is the top Crown person, This is the top Crown person. And the top Crown person gave this case to somebody else. And I tell you, this case has been given over 4 more times before our 9th day in court because guess what? At the end of the day, a parent has to be a parent. And this mental anguish, abuse that you guys put on my nephew, she did the parenting and cropped out early. Period. I personally probably would have kept it going as long as they kept telling me they have no evidence and they won't take it to trial. So you have no evidence for us to take the trial, and you won't dismiss the case. So why is this kid right now doing programs that adults are supposed to be doing? Why is he going to places that he shouldn't even know about right now? Technically. Kudos to the lady that's working there, because you're making my sister feel very comfortable and at ease. You're helping. You're answering all her parental questions. That I will give you kudos for. But everybody else in this circumstance, like I said, it seems to be so easy to make a melanin person go down for the exact same crime another culture will do. Like, when I go and put you on blast, Miss Campbell, and show everybody your win to lose ratio, and then show what people were saying about you, you know. These are your ex-clients. I know you're not going to hand over that client list, but I'm saying there's 400 people out there, and you fucked up 380 of them. And you feel like, what? You're doing your job? Why don't you just become a crown? Yo, give me a fucking lighter, man. I'm fucking getting pissed right now just thinking about this bitch. Yeah, I am. Motivation, I tell you. Motivation, I tell you, man. Fucking chick just upsets a brother, man. Thank you. I'm telling you, man. So, part 2 ends off like this, folks. Judge number 8. Judge number 8 now, because it's going on 3 fucking years, and obviously we got rid of Miss Campbell, but she keeps running around telling the court that she's still the lawyer. She's still the lawyer. So that means when we go to change over the money situation to the lawyer, she's preventing that, because it still shows up on all the paperwork that she's the lawyer. She's the lawyer. She's the lawyer. She was fired from Judge 6. Judge 6, she was fired. Okay? There's no if and and on this. You are the weakest link. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, folks. All till now, she's still on the paperwork as the fucking lawyer. Okay? The new lawyer that's settling the case now, because the case got to the point where the mom cracked. Like I said, she cropped out. She cracked. But she didn't crack for their reasons. She cracked for her own reasons, with their own reasons being suitable enough that she can get the fuck out of this situation with her son and get back to teaching and growing her fucking kid. You get me? I understand this. This is what the court system does. You watch fucking Puffy going through his shit right now. Listen, they know Puffy has money. They're just draining Puffy of his money. You think they're going to tell us in the world, oh, we're not going to let him out of jail because he's a danger. He's been a danger. You've been known. You guys have been covering for him. Stop playing us like an ass. When your farts come out your butt cheeks, them stink just like everybody else. What's make Puff different? You're telling me, oh my God, he's breaking down. I also heard Puff was riding a motorcycle in jail. So, how you want me to feel bad for this man when he's been doing bad? So I'm going to apply this to the Miss Campbell. How you want me to feel bad for you when you've been locking up your fucking clients? You've been playing the fucking snake roll. You've been backdooring everybody. And the only reason why you won the cases you won, it's because the Crown really legitimately didn't like you. Didn't like you. Not didn't want to argue the evidence they have to deal with the fucking case, but legitimately just didn't want to deal with you, Miss Campbell Soup. So now let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a full buck 100, right? The person who gave you your lawyer license and your bar, that needs to get scrapped, and all of those people need to get reassessed. I should have been out here just putting out your fucking information, your win to loss ratio. I should have been doing that just so the people understand. But because I'm in this asshole mojo right now, is the only reason why I'm doing this right now. I'm only doing this right now because I see it in your eyes. You're not ready for this. You're not ready for it. You're not ready for the smoke. You don't even have your own kids. You run around and talk about you take care of special needs children. That's bullshit. When would you have the time, lawyer lady? When the babysitter hands you over the kid and you put the kid in the crib? Or when you make the bowl of cereal for the kid and you shove the kid in the car seat and you throw him over the fucking babysitter? When would you have time, Miss Lawyer Lady? You can fool people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all of the time. It's just truth. And right now, if I wanted to do my own investigation, I bet you find out that Miss Campbell Soup is messing with the officer. She's messing with one of the few of the crown people. And then on top of that, maybe she's all sucked and fucked on 1-2 judges. Who knows? But the way I look at it, how the hell does 9 judges get a case wrong? So let me make it correct for everybody. 6 judges were undecided, and 3 judges knew the truth. And the undecided ones were the ones that obviously kept this case going on for multiple years. With no evidence, folks. With no evidence, they kept the case open for more than 365 days. With no evidence to convict the pig. Because if they had the evidence, they would have done speed this up to trial and they would have locked up my neck from time. But there was no evidence. It's legitimately based off a lie. So if there's any lawyers out there that happen to hear this pod, or anybody who knows any lawyers that hear this pod, yeah, I'm gonna test the pro bono and see where your head's at. And if you don't tell me anything I can't find out on my own, I don't want to hear it. I can read those same law books that you're gonna quote scriptures from. So let's keep it real, fams. Come on. It's a blue motherfucking Monday. It's D2E Network on the EQTV International. So hit us up. Give us your story. We won't put your name out there. You don't want your name out there. You don't want your kids' names out there. That's way more understandable. But at the end of the day, we're giving you guys a chance to let us know your heartbreak and let us reiterate it back to the world for y'all. I'm grateful for every parent that did leave a comment, because I understand, man, you're putting your own personal life and business out there, and people like me appreciate it. Because guess what? If you didn't do that, I would have never kept going on this lady. I would have gave her the 50-50 chance and all that other ish. But now, since I know you guys do exist, there are another 380 fucking clients out there that are currently locked up or currently facing some shit that she put them in from years back. Yeah, holla at your boy. Come on my platform. Come on my platform and let me interview you a little bit. Let me show you what's really good. Come on. There's not people like you by yourself. There are people like we. We. Big up Valentino, yes. But yeah.
Come to you or whatnot, man. We gotta do a reset one, Yeah. Conclusion.
The conclusion is, parents. The conclusion is, this is for you parents right here, okay? All you old, young parents, listen. What happens in your house should stay in your house. No matter what the fuck it is, bad, good or bad. You should stay in your house. With that being said, whatever happens when the world finds out, you stand strong. Regardless if you're standing strong and wrong, or if you're going to stand strong and right. But you stand strong. Because time is the main key to the way this system works. They use time against you because you ain't got no money. They use time against you because you have money. They use time to fuck up the whole situation. People, stop talking to these people like these people are above you. Stop looking at them like they're really authorities. Start looking at the human side of them and approach them from the human side of them. Because the end of the day, the more evidence of people being human to inhuman people is what's the problem. You want to stop crime? It's very, 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 very easy. Stop hiring officers that don't know what the fuck it means to be human. There's my conclusion, because if it trickles down into the fucking law field, Miss Campbell Soup, I'll be seeing you soon. Nothing but love to the real peoples and the real ones out there.
Thank you for everybody for tuning in. We all about to win. Yeah, done.
Everybody on the Instagram, nothing but love, man. Thank you.
Exactly. Please tune in. Please subscribe to all the channels. Yeah, man. We're gonna end it like this as always.
Yeah.
Never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message. Nation. What? Oh, y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Ah.
Get out of here.
Cheer, cheer, cheer. Cheese.
Send this.
Check, 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 check. Is that beautiful? Echo. Is that beautiful?